Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jesus. Good morning, afternoon, good evening, folks. Welcome back to Black Hair in the Big Leagues. Oh my goodness, my heart is beaming, my cheeks hurt. I just feel like, what's the word? Twitter pated, because ah, I'm with a friend today who we connected a long time ago, but recently connected during this pandemic, and
hmm
I feel so excited about it. My guest today is an actor who can be seen in TV and film. He frequently lights up my TV screen in
Oh,
a, a, a very powerful, beautiful national commercial. I'm like, I know him. He is a dancer. He's a model, obviously, and he
oh
has
my
such a
gosh.
sweet, powerful soul. I love him. I love him. I I really love him. And I'm fortunate enough to have gotten to be introduced to him through the beautiful tour fan. Y'all, please
hmm
help me welcome Deon Releford-Lee.
What up, what up, what up, y'all? I'm so happy to be here. And I breathe in all of those beautiful sentiments that you sent my way. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
I mean, honestly, like we have not like hung out, right? Until
hmm
like a couple weeks ago. And I just felt
hmm
like, wait, this is a friendship that like, why have we not?
It's so funny. I feel like that's been my journey in New York, period. Because I moved here in 2018, and then was blessed enough to leave. I moved here in May, and then booked Beautiful in August, and was gone, and then came back, and then left, and then came back and left. So I've been here since 2018, technically, but I feel like I'm still very unknown in the city because I haven't been here for very long, like physically.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and of course, the
Yeah.
pandemic doesn't help. But it doesn't take long, I feel like, to like set roots in New York because
hmm
everybody kind of
hmm
goes away and comes back,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
and you just find your people,
And latch on. Don't let go.
right?
I'm definitely in a place in my life where I'm trying to find my community and hold on to them really tight because community is something that's really important to me. So yeah, I totally feel that. And I too feel very blessed to have connected with you again recently and then, to come here. So thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome. And also, thank you. I'm like, yes, this. We have lots to talk about. You've got so much hair on your head. I'm like, oh my goodness. I have questions, but also, can we just touch on like community for a little bit because I feel that
hmm
same way. And
Yeah.
I, for me personally, like this pandemic has been like do 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 do, like
hmm
especially at the beginning, being
mm
like in a dressing room every day, like 8 times a week, going from that to just being alone in my apartment, I felt
mm.
like really disconnected. How did you feel, or how are you feeling during this time? Have you been able to have a sense of community?
Mm.
What have you?
It's so funny. So back in March, when everything kind of shut down, I was going to do a play, and I was really really excited about it. And then because of COVID, everything got shut down, and I was in a relationship at the time, so I left New York actually to go to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and I was there. Maybe for 2 days, and then the border closed, and I couldn't leave for
Oh,
months, and then the border opened back up, but I still didn't feel safe leaving, like getting on a plane. And then,
yeah.
I was surrounded by, I'm no longer in that relationship, but I was surrounded by people that didn't look like me or know my experience. So I spent 10 months while I was in Canada, separated from the people that look like me, understand me, and, my people, my community. I was there and watched people that could have been my uncles, my aunts, my brothers, my sisters die surrounded by people that look like the people that took my people out, if you will.
Oh,
So that was really difficult,
speak.
and I developed. I was lacking community so much that I created my own. So I developed Free Black Millennials, my production company and podcast, and
What?
I'm trying to do my own thing with that now. But yeah, I feel like I'm just now falling back into falling in love with my people again, because I thought that when I got back to the city, I would be able to fall back into those relationships. When in actuality, I'm not the only one that went through something over 2020. Everybody did. And we're all kind of like different and changed. So I've
Yeah.
had to get to know who people are now versus being separated for them for so long, coming back and expecting for everything to fall back into place. So that's kind of where I'm at with community.
Oh, where do we even begin?
It's a
Holy,
lot, right?
yeah. Oh my gosh. Can we talk about free Black millennials for a second?
Yeah,
You started
absolutely.
a production company in a podcast.
Mhm.
Tell me things, please.
So, when COVID first happened, me and a group of my friends would get together on Zoom all the time and just, kick back. We'd, like smoke a little weed, drink a little something, and just like, kick it with each other because we couldn't do that in New York anymore. And at the time, before I left New York, I had my best friend here, one of my really good friends from college, Harper Miles, like my everything, is my roommate as well.
Harper!
Yeah, and then Ty, mutual friend
Yep.
Ty, would come and hang out all the time. So I had my people around me all the time, and I just missed them. So we would get on Zoom and do a whole thing. And then my best friend Brianna Venabili is a brilliant, brilliant Black playwright. If anyone is interested in her work, just check out BriannaCvenabili.com. You can find all her stuff. But
Nice.
we decided to take that concept of meeting on Zoom and turn it into a web series. And then we needed a place to house it, or we needed to create an organization to kind of push it forward. So I created Free Black Millennials out of that. So Free Black Millennials was producing What Y'all Doing, which is a direct response to Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, and Breonna Taylor.
Wow.
And then from that,
Oh
a good
my.
friend of mine reached out to me and was like, "Hey, we're doing this thing where like they created an umbrella podcast company, and they wanted Free Black Millennials, the podcast, to be a branch of that. So they just kind of let me do my own thing,
Oh my
and that came
gosh.
out of it as well. And
This is sounding
um,
like a beautiful snowball.
yeah, it just all kind of happened. I always consider myself a paintbrush, not necessarily the painter. Like I'm the conduit through which other people tell their stories. And
Oh,
now,
Dion,
and
why are you
now
so deep? But why are you
it just,
so
listen,
deep?
listen, it just comes out of me. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Oh
But
my
no,
god.
yeah, so Free Black Millennials just wrapped up production of an all black cast of The Tempest. It was a whole virtual experience where I collaborated with graphic designers, black graphic designers, to create Afrocentric backgrounds. That was like a mixture of surrealism and realism to kind of update the reading Zoom like culture that developed out of 2020. So people are
God.
actually entering and exiting off and on screen, and it's a whole thing. So Free Black
See,
Millennials is going buck wild right
I'm just
now.
going buck wild,
Slam
right?
off.
Truly, I'm like, what do you do about community? You're like, well, everything kind of went away, so I made my own community. And
Yeah.
yeah, this is one of the many reasons why I love New York. New York can be the best place. It can kick you in the face. It can be
Hmm.
horrible, all the things. But New York City is magical because it attracts people like
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
It attracts a mindset of let's do shit. Let's create. Let's
Hmm.
make something happen. Let's oh gosh, I get chills and like overwhelmed just thinking about it because it's so magical. What you just described to
Hmm.
me, I'm like, you've been busy. You've been
Yeah. Well, trying.
it's it's really beautiful. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I need to check this out. I didn't even realize all the things that you had your hands in. So
Mhm.
ooh, thank you for sharing. I cannot wait to look up Free Black Millennials and check out some of the stuff that you guys are doing because it sounds
Yeah,
so
please.
powerful.
Hmm.
And so can we talk about hair for a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
I noticed that you've got a lot of it.
Yeah. So this was a by. Right now, I'm doing I'm living my best Lenny Kravitz, Zoe Kravitz, Lisa Monet
Yes,
dream.
please.
But this is kind of a byproduct of COVID as well. I played before I moved to New York. I played Muhammad Ali in this play called and in this quarter, Cassius Clay, and they asked me to grow my hair out for that role, and I was like, okay, fine. And I grew up in the military, so I constantly cut my hair off and got like an edge up like every week, every 2 weeks. And
Mhm.
I never really had hair. So I started growing it for this role. And then I told myself I wouldn't cut it until I booked something else that told me to cut it. I booked a
Oh,
Beautiful, and I had to keep my hair a certain length to fit under the wigs. And then after Beautiful, I just kind of let it do whatever it wanted to do. And I haven't really cut it since. I've gotten trims here and there, but yeah, it's just kind of grown out of my head.
it's growing. And when was that you decided? What year was that when you were like, oh, I'm gonna
It
start
was
growing it
right
out?
before I moved to the city, so I believe it was 2017.
Nice. And
Um, yeah.
I noticed when you were just playing with it a few seconds ago, it had that spring factor. Like you have that
Mm,
that stretch, and you stretch it out, and it like just springed right back to your head.
hmm.
Oh, that is such a beautiful thing. You know, like growing up, I never realized how like how great that was. Like I've always been
Hmm.
like, oh, shrinkage, shrinkage. But when your hair, when you pull it out and it springs back, oh, that means it is so healthy.
Oh my goodness. I'm still learning so much about my hair because again, like I used to cut it off all the time, and this is the most I've ever had. So all that I know, I'm almost exclusively raised by black women. So I grew up around women who constantly were just like doing things with their hair. And I have a little sister, so I would, grease her scalp and twist her up when my mom was like
Come
busy.
on.
And but me myself, I don't really know much about my own hair. So it's been interesting to learn that my hair is not as um, thick as I thought it was going to be. Like I have a lot of it, but it's actually quite like thin, and it's really elastic. It's almost like a rubber band, and I've never experienced that before. I don't know if it's because there's never been anything in it or because it's just my texture of hair, but it's really fascinating figuring out what my hair likes and what it doesn't.
This is fascinating hearing you talk about your own hair because
Mm-hmm.
I would so describe your hair from my eyes quite differently than what you it does not appear thin at all. It seems very thick,
Mm-hmm.
very healthy. And also you mentioned like that you're figuring it out. You're like, what do I do with it? I've never
Yeah.
really had hair. Your curls are fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
And so
I'm we're definitely doing a thing. I don't know what's happening, and I also just want to like give a little bit of, I guess, shed a little bit of light on the fact that as men get older, our hair does thin, and I think more of it falls out. But because I've never had hair, right, I don't know how much of it is my hormones and how much of it is just shedding. So,
you
and I
have
do I do have a lot of hair, but it's
a
not.
lot of hair.
Yeah, I have a lot of it, but it's like when I say thin, I mean I guess the shaft is
Oh,
thin.
the
Like it's
actual
not like,
hair.
yeah, the actual strand is
Okay.
thin.
Okay. So I'm like, I can relate with that because it seems like
Yeah.
when people with curly hair, it's like, oh, they've got like such. No, I think our curls are so fragile. And
Hmm.
because that you're right, the shaft is so thin and coily, and
Hmm.
there might be more of them versus like my friends with straight hair. Sometimes like the shaft is so thick.
Yeah.
So I do get what you mean now, but like you're figuring it out. You're doing so good. And I want to know like what do you put in it? How do you I know
So I
it's in
use.
twists right now or braids. I can't
Hmm.
tell.
Hmm. It's in twists.
Okay.
I don't. There's not a lot that I know how to do with my hair. I know how to plait it. I know how to twist it. Two strand twist.
Come on.
I do a lot of twist outs when I have somewhere to go. When I go audition, I try to twist it up right after I wash it so that when it's time for me to go out, all I have to do is untwist it and kind of maybe rake a little bit of product through it and just kind of go.
I love
Um,
this. I do twist outs
yeah.
too sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. My hair's at that weird length where I don't know if it. I don't. It's not long enough for me to like get straight backed because I'm not trying to pull a Nick Cannon and like not have my braids touch my neck. Like that is the rule. That is the rule, nigga. You cannot go outside if your braids don't touch your neck. Come on, bro. So,
Wait, was that like
so
when was that? When he did Drumline or?
I think it was "Love Don't Cost a Thing." I think, right?
Dude, I'm trying to read, and his brain didn't shut up right now.
Oh my gosh! Even a little bit on Wild 'N Out. I'm like, he can pull it off. I can't. That's not for me.
Yeah.
But no, I use leave-in conditioners. There's this amazing leave-in conditioner that has a great amount of hold. To me, it's kind of like a gel and a leave-in.
What is it?
It's a twist styling gel called cream called Urban Honey.
Urban Honey.
Yeah, I got it from Target. Target goes off. It's really been
Come
going off
on.
recently. And
Yes.
I just tried Taraji P Henson's
Yeah. 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 How do you
line.
feel? Do you like it? I have not
I
tried it yet.
I haven't tried tons of the products. I have the innovative, like, what is it called? The scalp tingling conditioner. It's a
Okay.
conditioner that's made specifically for your scalp. So I put that on, and then
Oh,
I
that's
put
smart.
conditioner on my actual hair, Urban Honey conditioner, and then
Okay.
I'll either put the Taraji P Henson twisting cream in it or the Urban Honey. And then whenever I take them out, I use a little bit of marula oil on
Come
my
on.
hands to just kind of like loosen it up because my hair really
See,
likes
you
that.
acting like you don't know what you're doing, and you over here knowing what you're doing.
I'm learning. I'm
No,
learning.
you ain't fooling
I
me.
need to learn how to like, braid and da 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 and then boom boom
You're
boom,
doing the da da da. Okay, you are. I'm like, you put the oil on your fingers when you take a twist that out. You
Listen,
know what
YouTube is
you're
a
doing,
powerful tool.
honey. Okay, so like, I think I heard you say like when you go into auditions, you do your hair differently,
Mhm.
right?
Well, I do a twist whenever I need to, depending on what the character is, right? I have no shame about going out like this in my little messy fuzzy
I like
twists.
it. I like it.
Yeah, that or if I feel like my character is going to be more manicured, maybe I'll do that. Have him parted off. But more often
Nice.
than not, if I'm just going in to just show myself, to sing my 16 bars and leave, I would twist my hair the night before and then do a twist out the next day just so I can have a really full curly fro. Kind of when you saw me the other day,
It
a
looks
couple
so
weeks ago.
good. And so I guess what I'm wondering is I'm not sure exactly what the question is yet here. So
Hmm.
feel free to jump in whenever. But I'm
Sure.
wondering how you feel about grooming because you are well groomed and what that means to
Thanks.
you as like a black man with a lot of hair. Like
Hmm.
what sometimes I'll ask my guy friends like what does it mean to be presentable and so like do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, I actually was talking about this in therapy. I don't really know because having hair is still like a new thing for me. I don't really know what's acceptable to me, what feels like me, and what doesn't. Right. So
Mm.
sometimes I'll stay in the mirror and I'll obsess over my hair doesn't look right, but I don't really know what I'm looking for. And
Mm.
it's interesting to me because this kind of mirrors the big chop movement that happened back when I was in college. I went to HBCU, so everybody was cutting their hair off, right?
Work,
And I remember
work.
them going through a phase where they were just they called it the ugly phase. Totally wasn't ugly, but they just didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know how to accept themselves. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of that, culturally speaking, is just us kind of shedding those European standards of beauty or what we're told is beautiful, and coming to terms with this in all of its glory, like whether it's nappy, fuzzy, or whatever. Like my hair right now, I just kind of washed and conditioned it. I haven't retwisted it yet, but it's like I have like a mixture between a fro and twist right now. And at first, I think a couple of months ago, I would never go outside like this. But who told me that this is unacceptable when this is just how my hair grows, right?
Come. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I don't fully know. I don't fully know how to answer that question because I'm still trying to discover what I like and what is acceptable to me.
Oh, 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 Dion. Okay, so a couple of things. When you're talking
Hmm.
about being at an HBCU
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
like how do I say, like the word on the street being like, oh, this is my ugly phase. First of all, I felt so left out because I have also been through an ugly phase, but didn't know like that was a thing. I just felt like I
Hmm.
was alone in that. And I feel
Oh,
like
baby, you're not alone.
there's a beauty in like being in a community that is like, no, this is a thing. It's a
Hmm.
transition. It will pass. You are not
Hmm. Hmm.
alone versus like kind of just feeling like ugly duckling, like this is going to last forever.
Hmm.
So I am just touching on that just to mark in my mind, like it is important to find your people and to have that community
Yeah, for
and support
sure.
system. And
Hmm.
also, you mentioned like figuring out what is presentable to you.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's such a real thing. Like what?
Yeah. Like I think about I'm like really shouting out the people I love today. So Harper is a hairstylist, she does
Yes.
hair, and
Yes.
like she loves like the really clean manicured like parts, like baby hair slicked down, everything. But and that's beautiful. But you know, Zoe Kravitz has like messy twists and like you get plaits sometimes. And Lisa, I
And
think
she
about Lisa
looks
Bonet or
great.
Lisa Monet, it looks great, you know. So I think it's less about what the world thinks is presentable and more about how we want to present in the world. It's more about us. Yeah.
Yes.
So we need to
Yes.
figure out, yeah, we need to figure out what works for us and what makes us feel beautiful, what makes us feel the most ourselves so that we can go out into the world and show up as authentically as we can.
Okay, this is it. That's it. That's the audio clip. Sophia,
Period.
my intern, if you're listening to this, that's the audio clip. Like honestly, that is the secret, and that is, I'm so you articulated that so well. Something that I've not really been able to put words to, and that
Mm,
is, it really doesn't actually matter what the hell we look like. If we
mm.
like the way we look, that is the energy that we are walking out the door with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if we don't like the
Absolutely.
way we look, even if we look the bomb and you feel like self conscious about it, that's the energy that you're walking out the door with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And who was it? I think Justin Guarini, I heard him say in an interview, people don't see you through their eyes. They see you through your eyes. I hope I'm not misquoting him. But,
Mm.
and so if you believe that you are the bomb, that you are beautiful, people are like, man, they're the bomb. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
Presence
yeah,
is a really powerful thing. And if you have it, people will be shook.
shook.
And think about it, like I think for a long time we were so um, trying to fit into the European standards of beauty when white people
Yes,
don't even know. They don't even know. They don't know what this is. They don't know how to have an opinion about it. They just know that it looks different from like what they have. So what is, if that's the case, then what is beautiful beyond what you see, right? So that makes
right.
perfect sense, that quote.
Even like the whole like the spring factor that we were talking about earlier
Hmm.
and like the shrinkage, like I feel like in the black community, like we hate shrinkage. We because it's like we want to show how much length we have. But
Hmm.
that is part of the European standards of beauty of like having long hair, and we have a whole different set of criteria. My hair doesn't
Hmm.
grow down, it grows out. My hair gets
Yeah.
big.
Hmm. Hmm.
For me to be in my full glory, I have to stop trying to make it long
Hmm.
and just let it do what it wants to do. It's like,
Hmm. Hmm.
so wrapping my head around that and figuring that out. I have another question for you.
Okay.
Since you do have a lot of hair, when you're in a show, would you prefer to wear your own hair? Or if you have the option to be wigged, what do you want?
That is a good question. So, I told you before when I was coming up, before I moved to the city, I didn't have a lot of experience with hair, with my own hair. And of course, when I was playing the Cassius Clay role, I wore my own hair and just kind of like picked it out into his style. And when I was on tour with Beautiful, it was the first time that I had a wig constructed for my head. So now I feel like I would want to be wigged, right? I feel like I would want someone to take care of of my hair for me so that I can just protect what I have if I continue to, grow my hair out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would prefer that. But again, like, that's a very new concept to me because I'm still figuring my own stuff out. So I
Right.
haven't been I
Right.
haven't been presented with that issue yet.
Okay. How about this? Oh, actually, no. Before I ask you that question,
Hmm.
when you have a wig, what is your wig prep?
So before my hair wasn't this long, so I would just slap it on my head. I had
With the band? Did you have like the band around?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would try to compress my hair as much as possible because I had like a smaller fro when I was with Beautiful, and I had to make sure it was down enough so that I could put my wig on, maybe put a few pins in it, and keep it moving. I don't know if it's the same for a lot of like males, cisgender males, but like I hair hair is something that's very important to us, period, right? But as a black male actor, I haven't had a lot of experience with that because they just asked me to like cut my own hair, so I do.
They ask you to cut your own hair? What do you mean?
Yeah. Okay, so again, so this is before Beautiful, right? Before moving to the city and working in a more corporate setting, I would
Okay.
just
Okay.
go to work, and if they wanted me to achieve a certain style that was similar to my hair, they would just ask me to cut my hair, and I was open to that. One, because I didn't, no one was checking to like make a wig or get me a wig to cover my own hair and protect it or whatever.
Okay.
I would just make edits myself based on what they asked me to do. Um, so yeah. So
Huh.
so back to your question, it's kind of a new thing for me to um, like what would I want to do? I don't know. Would I want to wear my own hair? Probably not because that's a lot of work. I
Yeah.
feel like I would. I
Yeah.
feel like I would be more inclined to ask them to make me a wig or get me a wig, but I don't really
Ooh.
know.
Okay, well, that's fun because you'll have so many discoveries coming up
Yeah.
very soon.
Hmm.
If you do have a wig, which your wig prep gonna be now? Because you got some hair.
Woo!
What are you gonna do,
I
Dion?
guess. I guess I would do like twist my hair down to get it out of the way, maybe
Right.
pin it here and there, and figure it out. I don't know. I definitely need a lesson. Maybe I can have like a wig prep class with you, and you can help
That
me
would
out.
I would actually love that. Do you know who Paris Mix is?
He makes wigs for Broadway. Yeah.
No, Paris. He was one of the
Oh,
drifters.
Paris Mix. No.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know him personally, but I know him in like the drifter kind of pool,
Yeah,
you
because we're
know?
all beautiful fam.
Hmm.
I'm sure you could call him anytime and be like, "Hey, I'm beautiful fam." Blah 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 blah. Let's be friends.
How
Um,
I put my how I put my head.
okay, I bring up Paris because sometimes his wig prep would be like 3 inches above his head. And he would set that drifter wig on and it would just be floating on top.
fully me, Salisha. Fully me.
No. We're like, what's going on
Sometimes
here?
the way people on tour had to be like, you need to get a haircut. You need to
You
do
need a
something about your
haircut.
hair because it's just pushing the wig up.
That is so funny to me. And also,
Uh,
uh how do you feel about your facial hair in a show? Do they make you cut it? Do you want to cut it? Do you want to not cut it? What do you
yeah. So I've treated my facial hair very similarly to my actual hair. I don't have a full aggressive beard, so I'm not attached to it as much as I would be attached to like cutting my hair now.
But it's a
But
moment. You've got a full moment.
yeah.
It's cute.
Listen, if I'm willing to cut my hair, my beard, if they're willing to pay me accordingly. You
Come
know?
on.
Yeah. Drop,
Yes.
drop, drop the dollar. Especially my hair now because there's a lot of it, and this like little beard that I have is just like a week or two, from
Oh,
being shaven. So my facial hair, I'm a lot less attached to than the hair on my head.
nice. Would you be willing to negotiate that in your contracts?
Absolutely. And I'm not shy about that. I won't drop any names, but I'm going to be working on a project really soon. And over the earlier this year, some statements were made about the company, and I had no qualms about calling them and being like, "Hey, thank you for your interest in me playing this role, but I want to know what you are doing in the forward progression of not only the world, but of your company. Like, how are you addressing these allegations that came out against your theater company? Because you created an entire season, but I haven't seen anything on how you have what you've been doing to remedy these issues. Because I don't want to work for or with people in general that aren't doing anything for the in the forward progression of culture, the world, our business, anything.
Yes.
You have to be doing some kind of work. If you, yeah, I don't want to get preachy,
No, I mean,
but
please.
I'm not willing. I am not willing at this point in my life to work for people that aren't doing any kind of work. I don't feel like I need to
Yeah.
change myself to walk into the workplace. I want to feel safe enough to bring my bags into the room so that I can do my work effectively instead of leaving it at the door. Because when I do that, when I say this all the time on my podcast, when you leave your shit at the door instead of bringing it in with you, you are leaving parts of yourself at the door and you're not able to show up fully to do the work, right? And the work is the most important thing to me. So I'm no longer willing to do that. So I'm not shy about asking hard questions or, asking them what they're doing in the equity, diversity, and inclusion space as we can continue to develop what that's going to be.
Okay. I need to pause because you that is something that I needed to hear.
Mm.
So, and I want to get this right, even though I know I could just replay it when we're done recording this. But you said something about you want to be able to show up fully. Gosh, help me out, Deon, so that you
Yeah.
don't leave parts of yourself out at the door, so that you can
Yeah.
show up and do your full artistic what
Yeah,
you're.
because everybody's process is different, and something I've learned working with Free Black Millennials and being in charge of creating spaces for people to do their work. Um, I want to shed the idea that you have to leave parts of yourself at the door because it's inappropriate to bring it into the room. I think instead of doing that, bring that shit into the room. Of course, you want to be professional. Of course, you
Yeah.
don't want it to take away from the process. But how beautiful would it be to walk into the room with like the stresses of your day to like share that with your community,
Yeah.
right? And feel safe enough to risk and play and be foolish and make mistakes in a room with people that
Yes.
are expected to do the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm no longer at a place in my life where I'm ready, where I want to sacrifice that. No more do I want to feel like I need to leave my stresses at the door when that is very much a part of my experience and existence so that I can go be professional, you know?
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Especially in our profession, what is being professional if we're stripping away who we are to be who we think they want us to
Exactly.
be? Like, we're
Exactly.
artists. We need to
Hmm.
be us.
Salisha, we do very, very difficult personal work. This is my own theory. I don't think this is like an acting theory or whatever. It's not deep, but I think that in order for you to tell someone else's authentic truth, you have to know yours, and you have to have access to that. And leaving that at the door cuts you off from doing the work that you need to do in that room, right? It takes away from that community aspect that we were talking about at the very beginning of our conversation. How can I show up and be a part of this community and contribute holistically if I'm leaving parts of myself at the door? I no longer
Absolutely.
want to work like that. And
I'm so
as I develop my own things with my own like company, I don't that's one of my biggest that's one of the models that I'm using to build the rest of my um shit on. I wish I could have said
I
that more eloquently, but you know what I
no,
mean.
I'm mad at you. You're like, this is not deep. Deep, 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 deep.
No, I mean like, it's not like
Like,
Uta Hagen or like Stanislavski, Jacques Lecoq, Del Sar. It's not like that. I honestly believe that you cannot show up and do the work that you need to do if you're leaving yourself at the door. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't
Doesn't make
make
any
any
sense.
sense. Okay, so what makes you feel seen when you are
Hmm.
going into an audition, when you've been cast in the show, when you are backstage, when you walk into the building, at any of these stages? What can, if a producer came up to you, Deon, and was like, what do you need?
Um, that's a
I
great
know
question.
it's a stumper
What makes me
sometimes,
feel
but
seen?
as a black man, as a gay man, like as any as an act as a human,
Hmm.
is there anything that you?
I think I think just I just I think I just want to be acknowledged, right? I don't need to be pat on the back. I don't need to be congratulated. I don't need tons of accolades because again, those things aren't important to me. I'm all about the process and community, right? But I think just the acknowledgement that I'm there and that my work is seen. I think
Yeah,
that's all I really need. I don't think that is deep. I think a producer walking up to me and being like, thank you for being a part of our show, or I like that you did this, or I don't know, just acknowledgement. I think that's all I really
yeah,
need. I've got everything else. I'm trained to do everything else, right?
yeah.
That's the one thing that I think would soothe me in the workplace.
I love this. I love you. I have one more question, but I'm like, I
Hmm.
am almost want to end there, and so I might edit it just right there. But um, I will ask this one last question, and that is, we
Hmm.
just wrapped up Pride Month, and I just want to know what like that means to you.
Yeah, niggas be gay and mind your business.
And
Really,
that's the show. Like truly.
truly. Yeah, yeah, like I don't know.
Yes.
I have so many like things flashing through my head, right? But I think at
Right.
its core, really, like people are gay, and that's not who they are. It's just a part of their experience, and that just if you don't like it, mind your business. Do your own thing. You don't have to comment on it. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to wave a flag. You can stay home, or you can go to the grocery store and just ignore it. Mind your business.
Mind your business. I think that's
Yeah.
really well said, succinctly put. You know, thank you. Thank you.
We do what we can.
We do what we can. Dion, thank you for joining me on the show today.
Mhm.
I appreciate you like sharing your time and for being open and for sharing your heart and your ideas and who you are, because this is one of those episodes where I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to share this with other people, but like I needed to hear this. So
Mm.
I I am just like, I feel so touched and I can't wait to hang out again in person.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll cook some food. We'll have some wine. We'll have some talks. It'll be great.
Yes,
And
I'll be back.
thank you again for not creating this platform for people to come on and talk about something as I think on the surface as minute as hair, because it isn't minute. I think because it's something that we grow, it's something that translates to the rest of our bodies. So I appreciate you for creating space for people to show up authentically and have and share their truth and create community. Like, thank you for the work that you do. I'm a big fan, so thank you.
The feeling is mutual.
Hmm.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Dion. See ya.
Bye, bye, everybody.